let's look at number 13. It says to sketch a graph of the line. So there's a couple of ways to do this. Does anyone have any ideas of how we could do this one that says y equals 4/3 x minus 4? Just graph it how?
Go down to -4.
Go to -4.
Go up 4.
And then I go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forward 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Backwards 1, 2, 3. What if you're having a major brain fart during the test and couldn't remember that? Y equals in your calculator, absolutely. Just because we never did this with linear equations does not mean that it's not possible.
I have a question.
Y equals. What?
Why are you supposed to put a circle, a dot -4 for x that you want?
Oh, you're right. It's -4, not +4. Ooh, Miss McMullen.
Why are you doing it to me?
Ooh, just to make you guys. I read it as +4 instead of -4, and so I read it wrong, and so Miss McMullen is wrong, and Justin is right. No, maybe he deserves an extra credit point or something.
She noticed it too. She said
-4. Yeah, I know everything. It was just a test. See if you guys are paying attention.
I wasn't talking about you.
Talking about Rachel.
Yeah.
Rachel noticed it too.
She said you did it wrong. She was just quiet.
She was just quiet. Yeah, and I'm deaf in this ear, and you're over there where I can't hear. Okay, so -4 and then up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Forward 3. Up 4 more. Forward 3 more. And you can't go backwards. It'll go off, and there's no point because we already have points on the graph. So then you can just graph that like this. Okay, but I'm going to do it another way just in case you're having a kind of I can't remember how to do this moment during the test. But you do notice that it's y equals, and you're like, huh, there's this really cool button on the calculator called y equals. You can just go ahead and stick it in the calculator. Remember, always put fractions in parentheses. So 4 divided by 3 goes in parentheses. Okay. X minus 4. Now remember, if it's in the middle, it's a minus. If it was at the beginning, it was a negative. But this is in the middle, so it's a minus. So once you have it in the calculator, you go to second table, and you look for just the whole ones. So 0, -4 right there. 3, 0 right there. 6, 4 right there. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? You're just looking for the whole numbers on the table. Okay? So if you are having a moment where you're like, I don't remember how to graph this, there's this wonderful thing called a calculator. Okay, but the problem is, in order to graph it, what do you need to have it? Y equals. Look at number 14. What's the problem with number 14? Is it in y equals?
No.
No. So we are going to do what we just did on numbers 11 and 12. It's just you have to know to do it. Okay? You have to know to look at that and go, hey, that's not y equals. I got a problem. I'm going to have to solve it. I will put questions like this right after the ones that say solve for y to kind of give yourself a little, clue there. The questions where you have to solve for y will be right after the ones where where you're told to solve for y. So you can maybe help give yourself a little idea. Okay, of how to do it. So x plus 5y equals 0. What do we need to do first? If we want the y to be by itself, what do we need to move, Michael? The x, and it's positive, so we're going to subtract x on both sides. Okay. So then we're going to cross this off. And then we get 5y equals 0 minus x. What is 0 minus x, guys? It's just negative x, right? 0 is nothing, so you could also just say negative x right there. Does everybody see that? 0 is nothing, so this is the same thing as just negative x, okay? So you can leave that 0 off if you want. Okay? So is the y by itself, Justin?
Yeah.
It is? We're done? What do we need to do?
Put 1.
How do I get it? How do I turn it into 1? What do I have to get this 5 away from here? I'm not going to subtract it because it's next to it. You have to divide it. Good. Good. Because they're right next to each other. That means multiplication. So I'm going to divide here by 5 as well. That 0 is gone now. So I have y equals, and this number right here is 1. So negative 1 divided by 5, math inner is still negative 1 over 5 x. okay? You can have a +0 on the end if you want. That will help you know how to graph it if you try to graph it without using your calculator, okay? Because that means you're starting at 0, and then you're going down 1, forward 5, down 1, forward 5, like that. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Starting at 0 and going down 1, forward 5. But you can also, even if you forget that, you can just stick it in your calculator. Remember, fractions go in parentheses. Don't forget your x. Okay, second graph, 0, 0, right there. Skip all these decimal ones, you don't want them. 5, -1, right there. Okay, and then you're probably not going to be able to find another one that's going to fit. It's 10, -2, at least not that direction. You probably could find one the other direction that would fit. Not skip all the decimal ones. Oh, there's one. -5, 1. So -5, 1, right there. All right. Then you just graph it. Okay. Alrighty.